Good morning. Joining me today are three special guests from NBC's hit show, The Night Shift. The season 3 premiere airs tonight right here on TV6, 10/9 Central. So Robert Bailey Jr., Jill Flint, and Scott Wolf, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So season 2 left us off with a huge dramatic cliffhanger, and a lot had to do with your character, Jill. Girl, you went through a lot. Dr. Jordan Alexander went through a miscarriage, went through a proposal.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of talk to us about the events leading up to that and kind of your thought process after TC proposed to you.
My thought process after he proposed to me?
Jordan's.
Yeah, well, you know, we end season 3 on a very dramatic note for Jordan Alexander. I mean, she has a stroke, she loses the baby, her boyfriend comes back, proposes to her, all within maybe a 24-hour period. That's a lot for any woman to handle. And yeah, starting into season 3, we pick up 4 months later. We don't quite tell our viewers what happens until this first episode. Yeah, I mean, look, I think what happens with TC is, I don't know if he necessarily, I don't think that he really wanted to marry Jordan. I think he just wanted to do the right thing. And, you know, for Jordan, she, you know, she felt the responsibility of having the child, and she wanted to have this family with him, and I think she always felt that it would have been him. But I don't think that she really felt that he was ever going to choose her first. And so they have to navigate that. I mean, you're coming into season 4, and they're both trying to figure out how to deal with the loss, and not only of the baby, but of the relationship that they once knew. And they're really trying to figure out who they are.
Now it looks like a new character will be joining us, Dr. Shannon, and it looks like you guys have some fun with her. Kind of talk to us about what we can expect from her.
I don't know about fun for my character. You know, Paul.
We enjoy it.
Yeah, they have a great time watching us. She's new. She's the new intern on the show, so she's kind of taking my place as the person that's kind of learning on the go. And we first meet in a little reenactment of the pilot episode where I was getting pranked. We kind of try and play the prank on her, and I'm involved now because I'm like one of the guys, and it doesn't really go so well. And so we have a lot of fun bouncing back and forth with each other. She's got this really interesting personality that I think people are going to enjoy, and so we have a lot of fun just kind of butting heads and learning about each other. But we work together a lot this season, and she's played by Tanea Beatty, and she's really, really awesome. Excited for people to meet her.
She's hilarious.
Yeah,
and the two of you together is comedic gold, so.
We try.
Now, Scott, your character, Dr. Scott Clemens, goes through a dramatic car accident, and he goes through some turmoil and is anxious about that. In season 3, is that something where we're going to clear that up and kind of work through that process?
Yeah, when, you know, as Jill said, season 3 picks up about 4 months after the end of last season, and at the end of last season, Scott was involved. It was his fault. He was involved in a car accident where a young kid, a 17-year-old kid, was paralyzed, and it was a horrible thing for him to go through. And in a way, it kind of hit the reset button for the character. You know, I think he found himself all of a sudden confronted with what's important to him and who he is as a person, who he is as a doctor. He had already been dealing with being in the aftermath of his relationship with Jordan throughout a lot of last season, and so when season 3 picks up, yeah, we find a guy who's found a way to move on, who's reinvested in. One of the things that gets explored at the end of last season is the fact that Scott is a sober person and has been for quite a while, and there was some question as to was he or wasn't he using when the accident happened. And so a guy who's kind of trying to reinvest in his sobriety, in who he is as a man, as a doctor, and his relationship trajectory kind of takes on some new life this season in kind of a controversial, fun way. And it's been really fun to see. You know, our first episode of the season is called "Times They Are a Changin'" for a reason, because almost every character is sort of thrust into a new place.
It is true. There's a lot of aftermath.
Yeah,
where they use that, you know, that was left over from season 2 that everyone is trying to get through.
Yeah, and one of the great things I think about being in a 3rd season of a show is, at this point, you know, we've lived so many things together as characters that in a first season, you're pretty much just kind of, the writers are just inventing stuff.
Sure.
And at this point, we're telling stories based on stuff that we've actually lived through and stuff that our audience has watched us live through. Yeah. And I'm really excited about it. I think the show is better than ever this season.
All right, well, thank you all so much. Like I said, you can catch the season 3 premiere airing tonight right here on TV6, 10/9 Central. Thank you all again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.